Brewer Nation, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share. We've had Liz Beatty on before, but we're in person now at the official Inato unofficial ACRP after party.
That's right.
I think that's the right way to name this event. It feels more like a SOS type of event. Thank you guys, by the way, for sponsoring us and supporting Save Our Sites as well. We really appreciate that, especially for our first year conference. It means a lot. Liz is the co-founder and the chief strategy officer. So that means you are primarily in charge of finding new sponsors, bringing new study opportunities to sites. Super important. You're essentially doing what sites should be doing for themselves, right? Going out to sponsors, and you're scaling it back to the sites. Full disclosure, I'm a Inato user. I was incredulous about the product when I first heard about it. I said, there's got to be a catch. Even after I signed up, I said, all right, I'm just waiting for the catch. No catch. Got a couple studies out of it. Also got declined for a few, which is part of the reality of our industry. A lot of myths and misconceptions around the product. Oh, it's too hard to use, or the sponsors are too picky. The studies are too hard is like one of the misconceptions I keep hearing, which maybe early on was the case. We just got last week a study for my site. It's one of our easiest studies we're going to have at my site, and that's one of the first ones we've got through Inato for this PI. So, not true. Studies are getting easier. Thank you guys for that. It was a COPD study too, by the way. So, not difficult. They said 25% screen fail rate is what they're expecting. So thank you for all the hard work you do. Thank you for supporting this event. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, we've been working really hard with our sponsor collaborators to have a wide range of trial opportunities for sites. And sites have different needs, so it's really important that we have good variety on the marketplace for types of trials, level of experience, types of patients we're looking for, so you can find that right fit trial for you.
Yeah, and we have been. We have 5 PIs across 5 different therapeutic areas. The most difficult one has been the cardiologist. I'm still trying. We actually got declined 2 weeks ago through Inato. Sponsor declined us. But to your guys' credit, Inato, and especially Elaine, shout out to Elaine, she's our rep. She's been pushing for it, and she's still trying to strategize. Okay, don't you have another site? Maybe we should apply through them. So you guys very site-centric. The culture you've built is pretty incredible from what I've been able to observe just as a user, and then here at ACRP as well, meeting some of the staff.
Well, thank you.
Seems like a good team.
Yeah. It's one of the proudest things I have to say about Inato is the people. We have a great team. We're really passionate about what we're trying to solve, and we work really hard to try to listen to sites and sponsors and find how do we fix the ecosystem? How do we improve it so it's a win-win for all parties involved? Not it's good technology for sites, but terrible for sponsors, or good for sponsors and terrible for sites. How do we really create a product
Make
that
it
can
great for both.
make it be good for both sides?
Mm-hmm. Who's been the biggest fan so far? Sites or sponsors?
Ooh, that's a tough question.
It's early on in your guys' career trajectory or company trajectory.
Yeah, we've seen repeat usage on both sides now, which is really an important metric for us. So that means that sites are coming back and finding additional trials. And last year, 40% of sites that were selected on Inato were selected for more than one trial.
That'd
so
be
2 or plus trials. So that's great. We want to be that resource for sites. And similarly, on the sponsor side, our sponsors that come see such value in the information we share about the sites that we recommend that they're posting not just one trial, but 2, 5, 10 trials on Inato. And that really helps sites too. You can really then be selective in what trials you spend your time on. And we're really hoping to get away from apply to all feasibilities and hope to get one. That's terrible for all parties involved. It's just a lot of burden and a lot of work and doesn't help the ecosystem improve how to work together from a site and sponsor relationship.
Right. And you guys almost make it impossible to not know what you're getting into.
Right.
As a site. We recently, I don't think it was through you guys, but I did see the same study later on your website, and we didn't know what we were getting into because we didn't go through you guys. We just did the regular SSV, with the sponsor, we couldn't enroll a single patient in this trial. And if we would have, I feel like if we would have gone through it through the Inato process, had the site interview, which you guys do,
Right.
which you can skip, by the way. Once you get experience, you can
Yep.
skip. Lately, I've been skipping them, but it's very helpful to like make you second and third question yourself. Should I actually be doing this? Can I really do this?
Yep.
I think that's important. I do think that's missing
Yep.
uh, in this industry, and that's not something that's discussed enough.
Yep.
I think that is missing in this industry when you do not know enough about the trial
Yeah.
as a site before you accept it. So I do think this is like a unmet need that maybe we didn't even as sites, like I as a site owner never knew. And my attitude has always been, well, it obviously sucks if I can't enroll anyone for the sponsor, but it's a risk I'm willing to take rather than
Right.
not having a study in the first place.
So we actually heard a lot from sites on this topic that there wasn't actually enough transparency early on in the process. And at the site initiation visit, they were hearing new things that they didn't even understand about the trial. Well, by that point, you've already invested time in feasibility, you invested time in activation, you're all ready to the point you're ready to enroll patients. That's too late to realize this is a bad fit.
Yeah.
And oftentimes sites will still go forward
Yeah.
because I've
been
already
there.
invested all this time and energy. I'll try to make it work. But then they're getting a call every month from their CRA going, why aren't you enrolling? Who are you screening?
I'm dealing with that right now.
Yeah, it's a big problem.
Yep.
So how do we bring that information up front? How do we have the transparency that you need to make a good decision? Because sites are also running a business.
Right.
And at the end of the day, you want to make the right decisions for your business so that you can actually hit your enrollment goals and be successful in the trial as well.
As far as the company culture that you've built,
Yeah.
so I think there's a lot of work, even for a free product, like for sites. There's a lot of work that goes into, okay, here's my site profile. Like for me, I have like 5 different specialists. They're technically 5 different sites. So I had to create 5 different site profiles.
Yep.
Shout out to Katie, our lead CRC, who handled like most of that. There is a lot of upfront work you got to put. And you guys do a fairly good job of keeping the site engaged, because the last thing you want is like a lot of these products, you go there, you build a halfway done profile, and then
Yeah.
you're like, this is too hard, I'm done.
Yeah. So we listen to sites. So our culture is really to listen to the people that will use our technology. And we heard right in very early days of the company, sites don't have time to build extensive profiles. So it's really important for us that we ask you questions in the context of a trial opportunity. We then store that information for you and reuse it. So it becomes when the value of that question is in the context of that trial opportunity, and then we can reuse it from there. We still think there's room for improvement in our engagement model, and we listen to sites all the time. How do we make it easier? As you know me better, how can it be a one-click solution? And we're building towards that in our product roadmap. But from a culture perspective, we're really a product company.
Mm-hmm.
We're a technology-first company, and we have to listen to our end users to make sure we build a product that really, makes you happy and you want to use Inato at the end of the day.
Yeah. And I've kind of grown in my evolution of an Inato user from, all right, let's check this out, to, wow, I'm probably not getting a lot of these studies, to, here goes our first site selection visit, to,
Right.
we got it. And now I'm like, I think it like builds in an incentive once you get over that initial hurdle.
Yep.
Of just check in. Now I'm on it multiple times a week looking for new things. And you guys also send the email alerts when there's a new study, but you don't spam my inbox either,
Right.
which is really cool.
Yep.
I would have expected like a lot of spams, and it's not. It's like, hey, here's some studies that might be appropriate for you, and some of them actually are. And I go in there, okay, let's apply and see what happens. And I've trained my staff now to do it as well. So
Yeah.
it's pretty good product. What has been some of the feedback as far as what the sites have told you they would like to see? I'm guessing more diversity of sponsors.
So we actually work with, over 25 sponsors now.
Yeah.
So we've been doing a lot of work on that front. What we hear from sites is they want it to be more specific to them. So my advice for sites, and I actually had this conversation today with many sites at our event, is go in and let me know and the system know what trials you actually want or don't want. Because when you decline a trial, it actually helps to build understanding of
Right.
what trials you
When you
want.
decline, hit that thumbs down.
Yes, so that you get more of a curated view of trials that fit your need.
I
It's a little
see.
bit like Netflix. The more you engage with Netflix, what you watch, what you thumbs up, what you thumbs down, the better they're able to say, you're probably going to like these movies next. And
I
that's the
see.
same type of technology we're using. So the more you engage with us, the better we understand you, and the better we can get you the right trial matches for your center.
And you could put a reason why, because my fear to decline is I don't necessarily want to do that study now, but it doesn't mean a year from now I don't want that study.
Correct. You can update that. It's not a permanent
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important. A lot of sites seem hesitant to say they don't want a trial.
Me, I'm one of them.
So we need to build on that. We need to say it's okay to say not right now. I'm already at capacity. I don't need this trial right now. And then when you do need it, we'll surface those trials again to you.
Hmm.
So it's a really important thing. Let's not have the wrong trial opportunities coming your way. Let's be specific of what you're looking for today.
Yeah. One of my most favorite things you guys recently did, probably because we've invested in this ourselves, is showcasing your community outreach
Yes.
initiatives. So we invested in a YouTube channel. We have the YouTube team here. Some of them are here. We actually do like a monthly podcast for Yuma. We interview local business owners.
Yep.
And it's been something that we never really showed to sponsors. It's meant for patients, it's meant for the community. If a sponsor asks, we'll tell them, but
Yep.
we don't feel like sending them a link that's kind of weird to do. You guys ask for this stuff. You say post your links of your community outreach endeavors. And so you can put your Instagram post, you can
Yep.
put pictures, you can put YouTube. So I've just been putting all of our YouTube videos on there, and I feel like finally we're being recognized in a way or rewarded in a way for actually doing that.
Yeah. Sites all over this country are doing really extraordinary things in their community, and nobody knows about it. So,
Except hopefully the patients there.
well, the patients, but
Yeah.
it's like in the community,
Yeah.
outside of your community,
No one
no
knows.
one's seeing it.
Yeah.
So, what we have heard from sponsors is they know that sites that have direct involvement in their community, who do community outreach consistently, not for a trial, but
Mhm.
just as part of their regular site practices, are much more successful enrolling a wide range of patients, including underrepresented patient populations. So, sponsors are looking for that type of activity that doesn't exist anywhere on the feasibility questionnaire.
No.
So, this is where we can help sites showcase that. You can differentiate
Or
and
it's
say,
usually a generic question like, what do you do? And then everyone puts the same thing,
right,
even if you don't.
right.
So you guys asking for proof, like, okay, well, where is it? Like, where's the links?
Hmm.
Or where's pictures? Who does a community event and doesn't take pictures? In this day and age, nobody.
Right. Well, sponsors have said to us, how do you know the community outreach is good?
Yeah.
And we don't need to be the judge of that. We can
Yeah.
showcase what the site is doing, and the sponsor can see it themselves. And that's really the best way that we can represent the sites, is being the conduit for them to showcase their unique capabilities to the sponsor. And we're really happy with it. Sites can post photos now. You can post your videos.
Yep.
There's all different supporting materials the sites can post based on how they want to position themselves with sponsors.
I remember when I first did that, as soon as I finished the application, I called my business partner, who he wasn't fighting me on spending money on YouTube, but he was questioning the intelligence of doing that. And I called him excited and said, no, Inato's now asking for these links. We're probably one of the only sites that do a YouTube channel. This is
Mhm.
going to help us out. And I don't know if it's coincidence or not. That's one of the studies we got selected for.
Yeah.
So thank you guys.
It's really great. We hear from sites, they do all different things depending on their community and what resonates with the people in their community.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the type of thing we should showcase,
Yeah.
because it's not one size fits all. Every community across the US, across the globe doesn't look the same. And sites really know the patients they serve. And it's
That
the
was
best
super
way to
smart.
really reach it.
Super smart. What's like, can you give us a preview of maybe what's next? That was a nice surprise with the community outreach, post your links. That kind of caught me off guard because I already did a few Inato applications, and then this was a more recent add-on. So what's next? Like, can we get like a sneak preview of something you guys are thinking about?
Yeah, so we're investing a lot in AI right now. So it's a really important part of our technology. We think it can continue to reduce burden and help sites in a lot of ways. So we're thinking about how AI supports the matching process that we have, but also then activation and other processes that come upstream where through generative AI now, we can pre-fill and auto-populate and streamline processes that used to be all through email and redundant.
I saw that. Okay. I did see hints of that for the study we got selected for. I'm not sure if Inato registered we got selected for it because it happened like a day before. It asked for some of our regulatory documents.
Yep.
So is that like where it's headed?
It's where it's heading. So sites told us, again, we really want to listen to sites.
Yeah.
It was great. I got a trial through Inato. The process was really streamlined. You know me. We have a great way of using the technology. And then you handed me back to the CRO or sponsor, and I got stuck back in emails and being asked for the same documents over and over again, and the process was so slow. So can you use the same technology to help us for the next steps?
Makes sense.
It's absolutely yes, we can. So we're doing that now. We're also helping with scheduling. So your
Site selection?
pre-study evaluation visit, your site initiation visit, that can all be done through technology. You don't need to go back and forth in email to try to find a date. You can share your availability. The CRA can see it, pick a date that works for them, and you're already scheduled.
All right. Well, that's really cool. Thank you, Liz. I really appreciate it. Again, thank you for sponsoring this event. I think it's really cool for Guru Nation and site owners to come together and network at a big event like ACRP, but unofficially. And then thank you guys for supporting Save Our Sites conference as well. Really means a lot to me. Liz, her LinkedIn is underneath, so everybody go connect with her, ask her questions about Inato, and then check it out. The Inato link is also underneath the video and in the show notes. Thank you very much, Liz.
Great. Thank you.
Hey, if you guys like that kind of content, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share. Stay tuned for more videos.